Oh.
Spotter ready?
Ready.
Hva du nå, Thomas?
Target 1.
Bom venstre.
Okay.
Høyden var bra. 0-2.
Right, target 1.
56.
Ja.
Ja.
Links 2 bleiben.
Links 2 bleiben.
Parallaxe 700.
700.
Spotter ready.
Jeg er på mål 1.
Shooter ready.
Ut venstre, sa du?
Ready?
Ja.
Ready?
Ready. Nichts so gesehen. Schießt auf grün.
Ich schieße auf... Ach, ich schieße auf Rot. Scheiße. Fucking. Grün. Danke, Dennis.
Bom venstre. Ser du røyken?
Ja.
Hold høydekant.
Grün 1, Dennis.
Ja.
Noch 2 Schuss.
Ja.
Are you ready?
Ja.
Treff på venstre side.
Nichts gesehen?
Überhaupt nicht.
Gut.
Bra. Neste.
Red, target 2.
So, Dennis.
Jeg er på.
Weiter.
Ready. Ja.
Nicht mal in die Richtung, ne?
Überhaupt nicht.
Was hattest du für eine Einstellung? 42, 56.
Ich hatte da 56 auch.
Ich hab 56.
Er du på?
Ikke ennå.
Hast du nochmal?
Semirasjen går fra høyre mot venstre.
687.
Ja, das müsste eigentlich passen in der Richtung. Seite auch. Ich mach mal auf 60. Oder tiefer. Okay, 60. So, ein Schuss noch. Spotter ready?
Ach, du hast schon 3 gemacht. Jetzt sind wir bei Target 2.
Ja.
Okay.
Jeg er på.
Target 2. Grün. Grün, danke.
810 Meter.
Treff. Repetert.
Så du hvor?
Jeg er på. Repetert.
Target 2.
Hoch 61.
61.
70.
Du traff litt lavt i plata mot venstre.
Ja.
Hva sa du?
Du traff
Dennis,
litt
wenn
lavt
du
i
so
plata
weitermachen,
mot
brauche ich nicht
venstre.
schießen.
Ja.
Seite.
Links 2
Kom en
bleiben.
kvart plate opp.
Links 2 bleiben.
Links 2
Treff.
bleiben.
Red, target 3.
Entfernung.
Bra. Bra på
810.
vind. Høyden var litt.
Okay. Dennis, pass auf.
Ready.
Ready, send it.
Mål 3.
Ja.
Høyre mål.
Gar nichts.
Gar nicht.
Har du
Kann
den?
er nicht angehen.
Du er nesten borti spotteren med tåtuppen, men det...
Ich mach mal höher. Ich mach mal 10 mit höher. 80. So, Target 2. Ready? Ready?
Ready.
Send it.
Jeg er på.
Nix, ne?
Links.
800.
Klar.
So, letzter Schuss.
Ja.
Komm auf 90.
På.
So,
På.
okay.
Ja.
Nix.
Gar nicht.
Nächste Einstellung.
131.
Det så ut som du traff mot høyre, litt høyt.
131.
Bare favoriser venstre ned mot de masse treffene.
Jetzt.
Åh,
131.
den samme som første.
Ich war falsch verkehrt. Der Tor war doppelt gedreht. 131. Okay. Weiter. 11. 11 hier.
Ja.
Treff.
Okay. Und Parallaxe?
Jeg vet ikke hva som skjedde der.
1200,
10 år.
Unendlich.
Red,
4.
target 4.
So,
Rett opp klokka 11.
Nummer
Har du
4.
den?
Ja.
Ja.
3.
Skal
3.
bare zoome meg inn der. Jeg er på.
3. Tag Nummer 3.
Ja.
Hab ich.
Ready?
Ready. Send it.
Ah, das war leicht links, 10 cm links vom Target.
Ja, so mal ein, wieder mitnehmen, links. Ein wegnehmen.
Ja, und
Ja.
ein bisschen tiefer.
Po.
Ein,
Po.
ein, zwei
Okay, auf 3 und auf 30.
129 nochmal.
Å, rett i høyre kant.
Ja, så.
Links.
Hold venstre på plata. Der, ja.
Ready?
Ready?
Kom 01 venstre.
Immer noch zu hoch, immer noch links.
Nee, zu tief war das.
Zu tief.
Ja. Und links. Links 2.
Der, ja.
Links
Litt
2.
høyt. Hæ?
Siste litt høyt.
Ja, du gikk litt høyt. På alt, egentlig.
Okay, Dennis, ready?
Jeg hadde ikke lyst til å korrigere den ned. Jeg for at jeg skulle stikke ned.
Det var
Men du lå fra senter av høyde
Nächstes.
opp mot det siste
400.
teppet som du så nå.
150 hoch.
150.
Så var du helt på det skudd nummer 2, og så var du ute på høyre
Abschnitt
side.
2. Laufwert Werner, ja,
Jeg
seine.
tenkte at det er bedre å korrigere den 01 venstre. Så får du
Seine.
blåst ut.
4.
I was running it, shooting east, and that was my main ELR rifle, and it did go up.
After how many rounds?
I honestly wasn't keeping track. I didn't know I had to.
You probably were already like a Browning machine.
But that was my very first ELR rifle. New to the sport. In fact, when I got into ELR, I did wasn't hand loading. I was shooting factory ammo. I was sort of looked down on as a redheaded stepchild in the ELR community because I wasn't following the conventional wisdom.
Now, for me, going around, everybody says, yeah, you know, when I bought it, he 2,000 rounds, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be the moment that probably you have to change the powder. And okay, let's see. So I keep count just to see what is the life of these barrels. But for the moment, really, and I don't treat well this barrel. I'm really a bad owner.
Well, in my other life, outside of shooting, I'm an aircraft engineer.
Yeah.
One of the things I do is fatigue analysis. Well, fatigue is how many cycles does the structure see before it cracks? It's sort of in line with barrel wear. The thing we know is the scatter for that prediction is huge. You can have a factor of 8
Yeah.
for a fatigue life on an aircraft just by pure analysis. So you say I've got a 2,000 round wear life. You could reasonably apply a factor of 2, 3, 4 to that. You may get 4,000 rounds out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, metals performance. Because really what you're looking at in fatigue anyway, you're cycling this thing, you're applying loads to it, and it comes down to the granular level of the metal. You're looking for intergranular irregularities, where they can start breaking apart, and these irregularities start to coalesce, and then you find places where it's going to start to fail. Well, if your particular piece of metal is super high quality, where you don't have these irregularities, they don't coalesce.
Yeah.
So that's where your long lives come from. Others, maybe low quality or maybe doing the manufacturing process, you've got more irregularities, and your life is shorter. That's what
Cool.
science inspection.
Yeah.
Explanation of the day.
But this is.
Hearing you saying checking screws, I haven't applied it, but just recently one of the PRS guys got me into a sort of coloured. Have you seen the stuff that you can squeeze a little bit? It's like a sort of liquid plastic that dries instantly in different colours, and you just put a little dot on each of your optic screws. And
Yeah.
as soon as there's any movement, it cracks and pulls off. So at a visual glance, it's like bright red, bright green, and luminescent light, and it didn't arrive like a day after I left. So you just put a little bit dot on all of your optic screws on the side, just so you know in a comp you could knock it off by mistake. But then all you could do is check that you haven't done that. It's interesting, and some of the PRS guys use that because they're doing a lot of movement. It's not the recoil, it's the movement with them knocking the scope against something.
Yeah, scope optics and either mounting systems, I used to not really give them a second thought. It's almost a preference of what you like.
Yeah.
But I had one that was mounted on my light gun that there's just something with the dynamics of the system and the vibrations that about every 2 matches it would come loose. And my scope would be loose in the gun.
Okay.
It's like, what is wrong with this? Like, how can that happen? But there's something just the way that mount vibrated relative due to the impulse of the gun. It was not a good match. So I had to put a different mount on it, and I haven't had that problem since.
Something I was discussing with a gunsmith yesterday, you know, we're very keen on chassis systems. I've got loads of chassis rifles. There's a lot of parts there, there's a lot of screws, a lot of things you need to keep an eye on, particularly in the big calibers. There's quite a lot to be said about a traditional Macmillan stock, a couple of specific, you know, points of contact, and that's it.
Some people only run stocks. They don't like the feel of a chassis, the impulse on it. They much prefer the
I understand.
response of it.
I'm in neither camp, but I understand that, you know, it's not necessarily chassis have the overwhelming edge. They don't. There's pros and cons.
Yeah, and some of it is a bit availability.
Yes, true.
So if
true.
you want to shoot, you want to build a gun, you don't want to be waiting 2 years to get a component.
No, some of the really good stocks are very hard to get hold of. Yeah, I realise. And this guy was shooting very good on target 5. He skipped it, but didn't see him on 6. And he's getting strikes on 7.
He's shooting a 300 Norma, I believe. So he's
Okay.
on the low end caliber-wise. Or no, sorry, he's shooting a 300 PRC.
And we were one of the guys in Malta at the PRC. But David Markle ran the PRC here for a number of years very successfully.
Yeah, for these distances, you can get it done. When you start stretching out to the 2,000 meters
You're
and
going to run out
beyond,
of puff.
then it starts to get a little tougher.
Even so, we had 1860 last year here in the finals. 1860 and 2000 we're going to have again tomorrow. And a lot of guys who train with Normas, very confident, no problems, 230 grain, and 1 mile impact, whatever, 4 out of 5. But 1860 is a disaster because you're in transonic.
Two shooter per time. One is shooting, the other one is just lay down the material, the equipment, and then leaving the line so that the shooter can run his competition. And then as soon as they finished, the shooter move back, and the new one is coming in on the equipment that is already set it up. So we see this little movement. the shooting line here is definitely smaller
Yeah,
than. I mean, it could be bigger, but
Right.
as it is organized, it's smaller than what it was on the other line.
Yeah, we're not so critical for schedule running the finals. We're in the prelims with as many shooters we had. We had to keep a hot line,
Yeah.
so it was going from one shooter to the next shooter with minimal time between them, just to get everybody run through. Whereas the finals, it's only a 7-minute string, and again the count is relatively small. 25 shooters in the.
40 seconds.
I think it's 25 and 20, so 45
20.
total today. That's about a half day's worth of shooting.
Yeah.
So we can burn up a little bit of time in between shooters without killing our schedule.
Yeah, yeah. I was watching his bipod. It's pretty. It looked like to be pretty skinny.
Yeah.
Small.
That's something that frequently, if someone's coming from another discipline, maybe PRS or something like that, they'll carry this equipment over. But almost certainly
10
he's been
seconds.
taking notes while he's here, seeing what everyone else is running. And he'll be sensitive to
Shooter ready.
the negative influence of a small bipod. Almost certainly next year he'll have a different bipod,
Stand by.
possibly from one of our sponsors,
Go!
Accutac.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Accutac. Not for sponsoring, even though he's a sponsor for this competition, so he deserves it.
Yes.
But not for sponsoring. Honestly, I passed from one brand to Accutac, and it changed completely the behavior of my gun.
Venstre.
It changed
Kom
completely.
ett mål høyre.
Accutac came on the scene, and
Men jeg tror du skal bare kompensere for høyre.
yeah, at one point we were running Phoenix bipods, pretty much F-class style. And then King of 2 Mile rules changed where we had to have a folding bipod. And when that came overnight, virtually the Phoenix were put aside.
Yeah.
And Accutac became the standard solution for, at least in the U.S.
Rett ut på venstre hjørne av plata. 3/4 plate høyre.
Okay. This target is clean. There is no impact on this target.
I don't think we've had any yet. Yeah, this is getting away from us.
They hit the 2000, but not the 1800.
Rett venstre.
Right. Target 2.
Yeah, so what that's going to really do,
Ta av
though,
0-3 på det holdet der.
that's going to open up opportunity for some of the
Open
later
us that.
shooters. They're going to come in and learn how to connect to the plate. And the thing is, when you let those points go, there's no recovery.
Ah, yeah.
And that's one of the things I've learned over the years of different competitive shooting is that the top level shooters, they don't give you breathing room. You may beat them on a target here or there, and you can feel good about it, but
Jeg er på.
they're not going to lay an egg and really give you a huge margin to catch up. They're just extremely consistently good, and you may have, like I said, a super strong target and beat them here or there, but overall,
Yeah.
that's the sign of some of the better shooters.
So even the first shooter has got the target on the first shot. This 2000
Høyt. Rett over plata.
and this. Ah.
Hold i bunnen av plata.
It is probably changing a little bit because the ground is getting warm and warm. And getting
Og
warm,
rett ut høyre. 3/4
lift
plate
up a little
venstre.
bit.
Yeah, I'm sort of amazed that they're having so much trouble on 1, but they seem to be lined up. Their windage calls on target 2 seem to be spot on.
Venstre hjørne nede. Halv plate høyre. Halv plate opp.
So the wind isn't giving him too much. He's pretty much been on target. The second shot was on an edge, but otherwise he's been right down the center.
Der, ja.
There we go.
All out.
Hva i faen skjedde med den
Okay,
vinden der?
2 impacts.
So too, when you're shooting the finals, you'd like to get enough points to really maybe overtake a few spots. But actually, just sometimes just getting any points is.
Last year,
sim-
I remember last year they started,
On the clock.
and for the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 shooters, there was no impact at all.
We found